Hey guys, Plumber Hammer here. It's Wednesday, not Thursday, but due to scheduling, I have, instead of doing my video tomorrow, today is my nerd day. So I'm dropping the video now, hopefully, depending on how editing goes. I posted a short this morning in the plumbing van saying that I had news. And what you see before you and me is the news. This is most of my Genestealers collection. I did some box opening videos a few times in the past. You can check those out on my channel. And a lot of them were very heavy on the Genestealers. I'm building this army by finding job lots on eBay and purchasing them. And it's going really well. As you can see, the collection is looking great. These neophyte hybrids are just a small fraction of all of the neophytes that I have. This is the only squad that's painted, and that's because I bought it that way. So, bully to that. I've still got about 50 of them that I got to paint with lots and lots of different heavy weapons options, which is great because I like options. When I start collecting an army, that is my main goal, is to be able to play that army in several different ways. There's a lot of armies where people will usually divide it up into 3 categories. You'll have a melee focused version of whatever faction you're building, a shooting version of that faction, and then some go so far as to even have a mechanized version of that army. And Genestealers can 100% do all 3 of those quite well. So, yeah, I wanted a lot of options, and I'm working on having all those options. One thing that you'll notice about this army right now is it ain't painted, other than these ones right here. In one of my box opening videos, I opened up a job lot that was just a ton of characters, and those are all the ones you see with the really cool bases. And I think I'm going to stick with that. I don't know how well I'll be able to replicate these bases because they are just sick. But I'm going to get as close as I can. Because I think that it's nice for your opponent to be able to distinguish the characters in the army, especially the way 10th edition is going right now. You draw Assassinate. Hey, there's all your characters. Thanks, buddy. You're being a good sport. That's kind of what I'm going for. Not to mention it'll help me out because I'll be able to tell where my characters are, and that just helps me stay focused and organized. I have started painting the army, and that's partly why I haven't been posting a whole lot of videos. Even though they are mostly unpainted, I have put some hours into them. My trucks and rock grinders are base coated and dry brushed. I got another rock grinder over here. So they're all ready to detail and paint. And then all of my acolytes and my hybrid metamorphs are all primed and dry brushed. With Tyranids and Genestealers, that has been my process for painting. I really like the way it's turning out, especially with Tyranids. I showed y'all the... I have some down here. I showed y'all all the Carnifex that I had won on eBay, and I grouped them all together, and I did the same process that I'm doing with the Gene Stealers. I spray painted them black, dry brushed them white, and they turned out great. I even did it with my Neragaunts, and with not a lot of time, they look just fine to me. Oh, good thing I had those within range of my awesome wingspan. Here are those Carnifex now. They turned out so cool that I had to pause and reposition the camera and put them where I could grab them for you. So here is one. He's actually got Norn Simulator claws that I grafted onto him and a Stranglethorn cannon. So I'm gonna run him with crushing claws and a Stranglethorn cannon, but that exact same process I was telling you about. Spray paint it black, dry brush it white, go to town. Love it, love it, love it. I've got a Doc Effects with twin Devourers and a Stranglethorn cannon. Same thing, turned out awesome, good enough for me. The rest are way over there behind the camera. I ain't going for them right now. I've got the last one also with a Stranglethorn cannon and Scything Talons. So there's a quick aside to show you the Carnifex and how they turned out. Gotta love it. Another thing you may have noticed, got official shirts. So excited. Thank you so much to My Threads, Your Threads on Instagram. Check them out. They do awesome embroidery, as you can see. They can digitize your logo. You just send it to them. They will digitize it and put it on any sort of fabric that you want. They can do jackets, shirts, towels. Heck, you could have your own curtains if you really wanted them. So, fortunately for me, they made my shirts. When the channel becomes more popular, or if I actually get a lot of requests, I can make you a shirt. So, that'd be sweet. I would love you guys for that. I've gotten started painting this army. And all of the Acolyte hybrids are also primed and dry brushed, except for these 4. Oh no! But I should be able to fly through those. These guys on this tray are my hybrid metamorphs. For those of you that play Gene Stealers, you know that they do something different than the Acolyte hybrids. The Acolytes can bring heavy mining tools, or they can bring explosives, and that's really cool. They also have a different melee profile. They get both a sweeping attack and a strike to do 2 damage or 1 damage, and get more attacks and less attacks. Not respectively. I did not say that in the proper order. But, and then they also get Scout 6. So if you stick them in a truck or a rock grinder, then that vehicle gets to move 6 inches before the game starts. So I think they're great. I know there's some Gene Stealers specific YouTubers out there that aren't as all about them, but I'm a lot dumber than those guys, and I'm all about them. So they are the first unit that I started painting, and I wanted them to look different from the Acolytes in almost every way. So even my process was different on them. I wanted them to have just the palest, whitest skin that you could have on a model. And so rather than spray them black and then dry brush them white, I just sprayed them white, and then I coated the entire model in Citadel Apothecary White Contrast. So I'm sure you've heard a lot of the painters out there say that painting a model white is the hardest thing to do, or getting white to turn out good is the hardest thing to do. And Apothecary White Contrast Paint makes it so much easier. So these guys are about 75% done. Can I get it close enough to the camera? There you go. About 75%. I'm doing detail work on them at this point, but I'm really liking the way they're turning out, and they're going to really stand out if I use them on the tabletop versus the Acolytes, which I'm going to paint a little closer to the way these neophytes are painted, so that you'll really be able to tell, hey, those guys are different. So I really like that, to help out my opponents as much as I can. Yeah, I really got to help my opponents kick the crap out of me. So one of the ways I do that is I make my paint jobs on my models different, so that they'll know, hey, that unit's different from that unit. The other big distinction between the hybrid metamorphs and the acolytes is all the hybrids are going to have, all the hybrid metamorphs are going to have some kind of great big Tyranid-like claw coming off of their bodies. So they'll either have a big pincher claw or a miniature lictor claw, and a few of them will have double Colt knives. But I really wanted them to be different, so I didn't take any that are built with the knives, because I just think it's too tough. Like, that's an Acolyte hybrid, but that could also be a hybrid metamorph, and I just wanted there to be a big distinction. So if I was going to have a unit be a hybrid metamorph, I only picked the ones that have great big Tyranid-like mutations, because I just think it's cool, and I think it's a little more fair that you can see that distinction. Stelio. Okay, good job. So that was my cat. His name is Stelio. I noticed he was screaming in the background throughout most of the video, so I went ahead and let him in, because if I let him in the room and he's not locked out, then he'll just go to a corner and hunker down and not be so loud. It took a lot to get him in here. He doesn't like to be carried, as you could see. While I was carrying him in here, he was purring and happy, but as soon as I tried to sit down with him, he's not a lap cat. So yeah, that should put an end to him screaming in the background. He literally puts his little face underneath the crack of the door and screams to be let in. So that's enough of that. I love him to death. He's not great for creating content. So this big news that I mentioned in the short is kind of a two-parter. The first part is the army, as we discussed. The second big news is on March 2nd, in my hometown of Houston, Texas, is the Clutch City GT. And I'm going to be there with a couple of buddies. And I am so excited. I have played in one tournament since I've started playing Warhammer, was a local tournament. So it went pretty good. Fortunately, I got paired up against other new people, so I didn't get completely destroyed. I'm assuming that's not going to matter at the GT because I'm sure all the really new people there are going to be super awesome. So I'm going with full expectation of not winning a single game, getting completely destroyed, and I'm going to have a blast while doing it. I'm going to try to film as much content as I can. I won't be filming the games because they're timed and I'm not that technologically advanced yet. Someday, goals. But yeah, that's my other big announcement. If y'all are attending the Clutch City GT, come say hi. I'd love to meet you guys. Man, I can't wait. It's going to be so exciting. I haven't even really watched videos on YouTube showing what goes on at the GTs. So I'm going to be full of bewilderment. I'm going to be walking around all starry-eyed and just like super happy. I'm going to be getting my ass kicked at every single game, and I'm going to be so happy while doing it. So really looking forward to that. Yeah, that's the big news. So drop a comment if you're going. Hope to see y'all there, and I will definitely try to post as much progress as I can on this army. I think it'll be really cool to see this thing come together because I got a lot of painting to do, and I think that's what I'm going to go do now. So one last time, thanks to My Threads, Your Threads for the awesome Plumber Hammer shirt. Looks so good. And thanks guys for watching.